Hello, everybody. It's Barney Strum, and welcome to my 1967 Boston Red Sox replay on my YouTube channel. Today, we have a game between the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. This is a special game. It was a game that was supposed to be played yesterday on September 24th, but I saved it for this morning because what we wanted to do was watch the Red Sox clinch the 1967 American League pennant. It's the first time they will have won the American League pennant, if they can do it today, in 21 years, since 1946. I've been replaying this 1967 season many times over the years, and I have never won the American League pennant with the 1967 Red Sox. So I'm looking forward to doing so today. We are at Memorial Stadium. Sorry, I said Municipal Stadium. That was wrong. It's Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, where Jim Lonborg, 16-12 on the season, facing Tom Phoebus, 10-13 for the Orioles. Jim Lonborg, in real life, of course, was the ace of the Red Sox staff in 1967. I saw him pitch many games. He is not the ace of the PC Replay baseball replay season, however, here in 1967. That award goes to a couple of other guys on the team. If we just shoot over to here, we'll go to the Boston Red Sox, and the pitching leaders for the Red Sox, that's Baltimore. We want to hit this number here, and you will see, whoops, wrong button. Back to Boston. You will see that for the Red Sox, if I can get that screen to move up, tell me how I can do this. There we go. No, it keeps doing the wrong thing. Here, let me see if that works. No? Oh, well. As I fumble around here, let's go to the stats page, which will be a much easier thing to do. Player pitching. For all teams for Boston. And there we go. I knew I could get it if I tried long enough. 18 wins for Lee Stang and 16 wins for Jim Lonborg. As you see, Lee Stang is 18-4 with a 2.12 ERA. Lonborg's having a good year, 16-12 with a 2.80 ERA, but it certainly isn't the year that Lee Stang has had, particularly when you see that Lee Stang has started 24 games and Jim Lonborg has started 36. Anyway, sorry for fumbling around with the program, looking for the stats that I wanted to show you. Let's go back to the game, Red Sox at Baltimore, and we'll hit play, and we'll see once we insert the lineups here and change a couple of small things. We're going to take out Jose Tartable and Dalton Jones. We're going to put Dalton Jones back at third base, but he's going to be leading off. And we're going to insert Tony Conigliaro, who I've played the whole season, excuse me, in right field, and he'll be batting fifth. Let's go down to the field. As I turn the sound down a little.
Replay Radio is live from Baltimore. Top of the first.
Here we go. Top of the first inning here in Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The Red Sox are playing to win the American League pennant. Their magic number is 1. They're having a great year both in batting and pitching. Let's go over the lineups for the Boston Red Sox. For the Red Sox, you got Dalton Jones at third base, batting first. He's batting .282. Jerry Adair at second base, batting second. Kari Yastrzemski, who won the Triple Crown in 1967, is not going to win the Triple Crown here in the replay, but he's got an incredible 71 home runs, 170 runs batted in. Although he didn't do that well in real life, it certainly looked like he did as I watched the season in person. Those are incredible numbers. They are out of whack, but they are fun to watch. Reggie Smith batting fourth in center field. Right field, Tony Canigliaro batting fifth. George Scott batting sixth at first base. Petrocelli at short batting seventh. Elston Howard, who the Red Sox picked up from the Yankees in July, batting eighth and catching. Jim Lomborg on the mound, batting ninth and doing the pitching. In the field for the Orioles, we have Robinson, Aparicio, Johnson, and Powell at first base. In the infield. In the outfield, Blefary, Blair, and Frank Robertson. Haney is catching. Phoebus is pitching. The Orioles this year are in seventh place in the American League, 74 and 82, but they do have some talented players in the field. Phoebus is rubbing up the ball, stepping on the mound. He's ready to throw his first pitch of the game to Dalton Jones with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, batting .282 in part-time effort. Phoebus 10 and 13. Here's his first pitch to Jones. And that's a fly ball in the left field. Kurt Blefary hardly has to move, taps his glove, puts it away for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
Batting second for the Red Sox, Jerry Adair stepping in from the right-hand side, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs, batting .251 in the season. Phoebus gets a sign from Haney and throws. And Adair goes down swinging.
2 outs, bases empty.
2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Dwayne Martz is checked in. Hi, Dwayne. Hope everything's going well with you. Kari Yastrzemski stepping in with the incredible 71 home runs, 170 runs batted in. Unfortunately, he's 15 points behind Rod Carew for the batting title. Rod Carew will beat him in the batting title, so he will not be the Triple Crown winner in my replay season. Phoebus gets the sign from Haney, throws to Yaz. Ball's hit to second. Johnson up with it to Paul for first, over to
They go
first.
down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
And he is out. The Red Sox go down in order in the top of the first. As we head to the bottom of the first, Baltimore is coming to bat with the Red Sox scoring
Bottom
no
of
runs.
the first.
Bottom of the first, let's go over the Oriole lineup. We got Aparicio at short batting first, Blefary in left batting second, Paul Blair in center batting third, Frank Robertson, who's having a good year, batting fourth in right field. Brooks Robertson at third batting fifth, Big Boog Powell batting sixth at first, Davey Johnson at second base batting seventh, Larry Haney catching batting eighth, and Tom Phoebus on the mound. He's batting ninth. For the Red Sox defensively, we have Jones, Petrocelli, Adair, Scott in the infield. Yastrzemski, Smith, Canigliaro in the outfield. Elston Howard catching. Jim Lomborg pitching. Lomborg 16 and 12, as we mentioned earlier, 2.80 ERA. Louis Aparicio steps in. Aparicio batting .214 this season with 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Not one of his better years, but he is a great shortstop. Lomborg gets the sign from Howard. Here is the pitch. Line drive right at Jerry Adair, who puts it away for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
Kurt Blefary stepping in, batting .225, 25 home runs, 85 runs batted in. He has power from the number 2 slot in the lineup. Jim Lomborg winds and fires. And we're going to have our second roll for our ballpark effect. Memorial Stadium is a tough place to hit. In this particular instance, only a 1 and 2 will get him out. Anything other than that is a base hit. And is a fly ball to left field. Yastrzemski's coming in, puts it away. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the first.
2 outs, bases empty.
Paul Blair stepping in, batting .250, 15 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Paul Blair, a great fielding center fielder. Lomborg gets the sign, throws to Blair. Ball's hit to third. Dalton Jones up with it, over to first.
And just like that, the inning's over.
3 up, 3 down. At the end of 1 is no score.
Top of the second.
As we go to the top of the second inning, the Red Sox will have Smith, Canigliaro, and Scott due up. As I just spilled a little water here. That's difficult to do. However, I did it. I got to be careful around the computer. We won't want to do that again. Reggie Smith batting .262 on the season, 17 home runs, 76 runs batted in. Phoebus gets the side from Haney and throws. Phoebus strikes out Reggie Smith.
1 out, bases empty.
4 up, 4 down for the Red Sox. Tony C coming up. Tony C in my season did not get injured. He's playing through the end of the year. I'm using as-played lineups. However, I am not. I'm not using as-played for the Red Sox. Canigliaro is continuing to play. I did not sign Ken Harrelson to a contract because Canigliaro wasn't injured. So Ken Harrelson's not on the team, and whoever's playing right field after the 18th of August, I just inserted Tony C. Batting .257 on the year, 97 runs batted in to go along with his 33 home runs. Tom Phoebus gets the sign, throws. There's a fly ball to left field. Kurt Blefary moving to his left. Puts it away for the out.
2 outs, bases empty.
5 in a row set down by Phoebus, who's now facing George Scott, batting .310, 23 home runs, 80 runs batted in. Phoebus throws. George hits a ground ball to third, vacuumed up by Brooks
They go
Robertson.
down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
Throws to first for the out, and at the end of 1.5, there is no score.
Bottom of the second.
Here in the bottom of the second, Frank Robertson, Brooks Robertson, and Boog Powell do up. 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Orioles. They are pretty formidable. Frank Robertson this season has 17 home runs, 64 runs batted in, batting .260. That is somewhat below his normal year, and probably the reason why the Orioles are in 7th place. Lomborg gets his sign from Howard, throws to Frank Robinson. And there it goes, deep to left field. Back goes Yastrzemski. It's out of here. A home run for Frank Robinson. And the Orioles take an early 1-0 lead. Well, after you announce on the replay that Frank Robinson's having a bad year, he shuts you up by putting one in the seats for home run number 17.
No outs, bases empty.
Actually, I think that was home run number 18. But who's counting? Brooks Robinson steps up. He's got 19 home runs, 82 RBIs, batting .228, which is sort of low for Brooks. Lomborg, who now finds himself in a 1-0 hole, bears down and looks in to get the sign from Howard, throws to Brooks Robinson. He hits a line drive into right field. Canigliaro moves to his right and puts it away for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
Cleve baseball fan, how are you doing? Thank you for checking in. Okay, here we go. Boog Powell stepping in. Boog Powell, I believe, is known as much for his barbecue as he's known for his home runs. Has 12 home runs in the season, 40 RBIs. He has less than 400 at-bats. I'm not sure why that is. I really haven't followed Powell much here on the Orioles, but I'm guessing he might have been injured. His batting average is .224 as Lomborg winds and fires. There's a looping drive to center field. Reggie Smith is going to put it away, though, because he is a good fielding center fielder. His rating here is 4. That number is 2. If this number is less than 4, it's an out. If it's 5 or 6, it's a base hit.
2 outs, bases empty.
2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Davey Johnson, 5 home runs, 38 runs batted in, batting .222. He will eventually hold the record for home runs by a second baseman, but it's not this year. Lomborg throws. And that's the inning.
1 run, 1 hit, and none left on.
At the end of 2, the Orioles lead the Red Sox 1-0.
Top of the third.
Trying to drink a little water. Hopefully I won't spill it again. Anyway, here we go. Top of the third inning. The Red Sox, who've had 6 up and 6 downs, send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate. Petrocelli, Howard, and Lomborg. Petrocelli batting .294, 24 home runs, 85 runs batted in, having a great season. Phoebus throws. It's a looping drive to center field. Blair, who's a better fielder than Smith, puts it away for the out. As you can see, the only way he would have gotten a base hit, he's got a 1 in 6 chance of that roll being a 6. And Blair puts it away for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
Elston Howard stepping in, hitting a meager .139, which is even worse than he hit in real life. 2 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Phoebus gets the sign from Haney. Here's the pitch.
Ball 4.
It doesn't stop Phoebus from walking a .139 hitter. Howard moves to first base.
1 out, man on first. The defense is playing in at the corners.
Defense playing in for Jim Lomborg, who's 9 hits and an even 100 at-bats this season. He did get a clutch hit in game 162 at Fenway Park, which I was at back in October 1st, 1967. I'm not sure he's going to get a clutch hit here. We're going to sacrifice bunt. I don't know how well that will do with the infield playing in, but let's try it.
He's going to lay down a bunt.
It works. It's a successful sacrifice. Pitcher to the second baseman covering first. Elston Howard goes to second.
2 outs, man on second.
And as you can see, anything's possible as Dalton Jones stepping in. Elston Howard in scoring position represents the tying run. Dalton Jones coming to the plate. Jones only has 132 at-bats this year. He is the Red Sox top pinch hitter, however. Phoebus checks Howard at second, gets the sign from Haney. Here's the pitch.
No runs, no hits, and 1 left on.
At the end of 2.5, Orioles lead the Red Sox 1-0.
Bottom of the third.
As we go to the bottom of the third inning, the Orioles will send up batters 8, 9, and the top of the order, Haney, Phoebus, and Aparicio. If you just joined us, the Orioles lead on a solo home run by Frank Robinson in the bottom of the second inning. Haney steps in. Jim Lomborg looks in, gets the sign, throws. And there's a line drive into the gap in left center field. It's going to drop between Yastrzemski and Smith. Smith's going to pick it up. Yastrzemski's going to pick it up. He's going to throw it into second. Haney's going to walk in on the stand-up double. And the Orioles have the lead runner on here in the bottom of the third inning.
No outs, man on second.
Tom Phoebus stepping in. We're going to bring the corners in, looking for the bunt to get Haney to third. Lomborg gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Phoebus.
He's going to lay down a bunt.
Let's see how Phoebus bunts. And he's going to have a successful sacrifice. As its catcher picks it up, he's going to throw to the second baseman covering first. Successful sacrifice as Adair tags the base. One out, runner on third.
One out, man on third.
Red Sox are going to play in at the corners, just in case Aparicio hits the ball to first or third. The shortstop and second baseman will play in the normal positions. Lomborg looks in. Here's the pitch. And Jim bears down to get Aparicio on a strikeout. There's 2 outs, and the the first baseman and the third baseman.
2 outs, man on third.
Can move back. Excuse me, I have the remnants of a cold. I can't seem to get rid of it for some reason. Chris Slovic checks in. Hi, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. I checked in on your football game this morning. I love those games you put on YouTube. Kurt Bleffery, who flied to left his first time out, up is Baltimore's hope for knocking in their second run of the game. Lomborg checks Haney at third, pitches to Bleffery. And there's a fly ball to center field.
No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on.
Smith puts it away. And at the end of 3 innings, the Orioles still lead the Red Sox 1-0.
Top of the fourth.
As we go to the top of the 4th inning, the Red Sox will send up batters 2, 3, and 4, Adair Yastrzemski and Reggie Smith. Adair struck out his first time up. Phoebus is pitching a great game so far. Gets the sign from Haney. Here's a pitch to Adair. Adair is going to get a second roll here, and his no-hitter is going to be gone. It's a base hit. In the center field, Blair picks it up, throws the ball back in. Adair rounds first, goes back to the bag, and the Red Sox have the tying run on first.
No outs, men on first.
Kari Yastrzemski due up. The infield playing in double play depth for Kari Yastrzemski. Phoebus checks Adair at first. Here's the pitch to Yaz. It's a ground ball right back to the mound. He has one play, and it's to first base as Adair moves to second.
1 out, men on second.
That ball was just tapped to the mound. It was not hit hard enough for the double play, and the Red Sox have the tying run in scoring position. Reggie Smith is up. He struck out his first time up. Smith batting .261 on the season. Phoebus checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch.
Ball 4.
And he takes ball 4. The Red Sox now have runners on first and second, 1 out.
1 out, men on first and second.
Tony Canigliaro stepping to the plate. He flied to left his first time out. Up, he's batting .256, 33 home runs, 97 runs batted in. Infield playing at double play depth. Phoebus gets the sign from Haney and throws. Phoebus puts him away for the second out of the inning.
2 outs, men on first and second.
George Scott stepping in, grounded to third his first time up. batting .310 on the season with 23 home runs. Adair at second, Smith at first. Phoebus checks those runners, gets his sign from Haney. Here's the pitch.
Ball 4. Take your base.
And Phoebus seems to have lost the location of home plate. The bases are now loaded.
2 outs, bases loaded.
Rico Petrocelli stepping in, bases loaded, a chance to not only tie up the game for the Red Sox, but to take the lead. He flied to center field his first time up, batting .293, 24 home run. Phoebus gets his sign. He's going to pitch from the stretch with the bases loaded. Here it is. And there's a deep fly ball to right field. Robinson goes back
No
and
runs,
puts it
1
away.
hit, and 3 left on.
Red Sox leave the bases loaded here in the top of the fourth, and at the end of 3.5, Orioles still lead 1-0.
Bottom of the 4th.
Nathaniel Lenz checking in. Thank you for stopping by. Red Sox looking to clinch the American League pennant today, but so far through 4 innings, they've been stymied by the Baltimore Orioles. Due up here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Blair, Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson. Blair grounded the third his first time up, batting .250 on the season, which is higher than his usual average. He has 15 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Lomborg pitches.
Ball 4.
And there's a base on balls for Paul Blair as the Orioles put the leadoff runner on.
No outs, man on first.
Frank Robinson stepping in, homered his first time up. Before he rolls, we're going to have the infamous base action roll that the game has you do every so often. I'm sure everyone's watched the games. We're either going to have a wild pitch, pass ball, pickoff attempt. Let's see what happens. Possible wild pitch. Jim Lomborg. Not only is it possible, with a 0, it's a guaranteed wild pitch. Blair goes to second. Any roll between an 1 or 6 would be a wild pitch for Jim Lomborg.
No outs, man on second.
Frank Robinson now looking out towards Jim Lomborg. Blair at second. Lomborg checks the runner, throws. We're going to have another die roll here in PC Replay Baseball. Happens quite a bit, which breaks up my play-by-play. So it doesn't sound as smooth as it would if I was doing the play-by-play with Action PC or Out of the Park Baseball. But it does give you an opportunity to see how the game plays. It's like playing a computer game. However, it's got cards and dice elements to it. And here's one of them. If I roll a 6, Robinson will have his second home run of the day. Let's go. There it is. Long drive, deep to left field. That ball is out of here. And Frank
That's
Robertson.
his second homer today.
You took the words
He
right
now
out of
has
my
3
mouth.
RBIs today.
Frank Robertson hits his second home run, as I was telling everybody in the second inning what a lousy year he was having in the replay. He now has 2 home runs in the game. He has 19 on the season, and he's knocked in all 3 runs in today's game.
No outs, bases empty.
Jim Lomborg, a little shaken up by that, now has to face Brooks Robinson, who's also underperforming with a .228 average, 19 home runs, 82 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Dalton Jones up with it. Over to first for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
One down here in the bottom of the fourth. Red Sox trailing 3-0. They've got an uphill battle if they think they're going to clinch the American League pennant today. Boog Powell stepping in, batting .224, 12 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Lomborg's pitch. Line drive to left field. Yastrzemski puts it away.
2 outs, bases empty.
Davey Johnson stepping in, hitting .221, 5 home runs, 38 RBIs. Struck out his last time up. Lomborg throws. And there's a long single in the center field. This usually has another roll attached to it. Let's see. It looks like he's going to second. He is going to second. And Jim Lomborg is...
2 outs, man on second.
Jim Lomborg has what's called an early hook roll. That's this one. If Haney reaches base, Lomborg will lose these numbers. He'll go to B ratings and be somewhat worthless. Most likely you will see a relief pitcher come in if Lomborg allows a hit to Haney. Johnson on second. He had a double. Haney's up. He doubled his first time up. He's batting .306 in limited action this year. He's got 180 at-bats. Lomborg checks Johnson at second, throws to Haney. And he pops it up. Adair puts it away.
2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 left on.
At the end of 4, the Orioles now lead the Red Sox 3-0.
Top of the 5th.
SDG Replays, thank you for coming by and checking in. Watching is greatly appreciated. The Boston Red Sox here in the top of the 5th inning will have the bottom part of their order up, Howard and Lomborg, followed by the top of the order, Dalton Jones. Phoebus is pitching a one-hitter here through 4 innings. The Red Sox seem a little tight to me. I guess not only I know that they are playing this game to clinch the American League pennant, I think they know it. Here's Phoebus's pitch to Howard. He hits a blooper in the right field. It's going to drop in front of Robinson right on the line. Howard's rounding first. He's going to second. He's going to slide. Robertson throws. He's safe. And Elston Howard has doubled to lead off the 5th inning.
No outs, man on second.
Jim Lomborg stepping in. I'm thinking about pinch hitting, but I am not going to pinch hit. He is going to sacrifice, however.
He's going to lay down a bunt.
Let's see what happens. It's a successful sacrifice. It's going to be the catcher to the second baseman, catcher to the first baseman for a sacrifice. Howard's going to third. 1 away, and
1 out, man on third.
Red Sox first run is 90 feet away with Dalton Jones stepping to the plate, who's flied to left and struck out. Phoebus pitching from the stretch, checks on Howard, throws to Jones. He strikes him out. 2 down.
2 outs, man on third.
Jerry Adair stepping in. Adair struck out and singled. Red Sox looking to pick up their first run. Howard is 90 feet away. Phoebus checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Robinson to first.
No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on.
Halfway through the game, the Red Sox trail the Baltimore Orioles 3-0.
Bottom of the 5th.
Tom Phoebus leads off for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He'll be followed by the top of the order, Louis Aparicio and Kurt Bleffery. Phoebus grounded and bunted and on a sacrifice his first time up, the catcher to the second baseman covering first. Here's Lomborg's pitch.
Strike 3, you're out. 1 out, bases empty.
1 out, top of the order, Louis Aparicio, who lined out to second and struck out his 2 times up. He's batting .213 on the season. Here's Longboard's pitch.
3, you're out.
2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the fifth as Longboard seems to have found a rhythm, striking out the first 2 batters here in the 5th inning.
2 outs, bases empty.
Kurt Bleffery fly to left and fly to center. He's hitting .224, but he has 25 home runs. You need to be careful with this guy. Longboard gets the sign from Howard. Here's the pitch.
3, you're out.
And he strikes out the side.
They go down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
At the end of 5 innings, Baltimore 3, Red Sox nothing.
Top of the 6th.
We approach the top of the 6th inning for the Red Sox. Batters 3, 4, and 5 do up. Yastrzemski, Smith, Canigliaro. Phoebus pitching a 2-hitter here for the Orioles. He will have some good seasons for the Baltimore Orioles in real life. Tom Phoebus gets the sign from Haney, pitches to Yastrzemski. And there's a deep fly ball to left field. Bleffery going back on the warning track and puts it away for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
Reggie Smith, who struck out and walked, stepping in, hitting .261. Red Sox looking for some base runners. Here's Phoebus's pitch. We have a second roll here in Memorial Park, which is a tough place to hit. Only the 5 and 6 roll will result in a base hit for Reggie Smith. Here's the roll. Base hit. Reggie Smith singles. He's on first base.
1 out, man on first.
Reggie Smith's a good runner on first. Tony Canigliaro stepping in, who's fly to left and struck out. Tony C. batting .256 on the season with 33 home runs. Looks out to Phoebus. Phoebus checks the runner at first and throws.
Ball 4.
Tony C. gets a free pass. Red Sox now have runners on first and second.
1 out, men on first and second.
George Scott's up. He represents the tying run. Scott, with 23 home runs, certainly has the ability to tie up this game. He's batting .310. He's grounded to third. He's also walked in today's game. Phoebus looks at the runners, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a deep fly ball to right field. Frank Robinson's going to go back on the track, put it away. Reggie Smith's tagging. He will go to third, uncontested. There's 2 outs now, runners on first and third.
2 outs, men on first and third.
Rico Petrocelli stepping in. Petrocelli, also a home run threat with 24 home runs, batting .292. He's flied to center, flied to right. Tom Phoebus looks like he may get out of this one. Gets the sign from Haney and pitches. And there's a base hit in the left field through the hole. The Red Sox will get the first run of the game. Canigliaro will stop at second.
2 outs, men on first and second.
Excuse me. Elston Howard stepping up to the plate. Runners on first and second. He does represent the go-ahead run. However, his batting average is so meager and the Phoebus is pitching so good, we are going to look to put in a pinch hitter. And that pinch hitter for the Red Sox will be Jose Tartabull. In real life, Tartabull started this game in right field, but since Canigliaro's available, he's still on the bench. Jose Tartabull batting .207, no home runs, 5 RBIs in 164 at-bats this year. As a reserve outfielder for the Red Sox, he's very speedy. He's going to get a chance to help the Red Sox get a little bit closer as Tom Phoebus checks the runners, gets the sign, looks at Tartabull and throws. And there's a short fly ball to center field.
1 run, 2 hits, and 2 left on.
Blair puts it away, and the Red Sox get a run here in the 6th inning, but still trail the Orioles at the end of 5 1/2, 3-1.
Bottom of the 6th.
We're going to need a new catcher. It shouldn't be too difficult. Russ Gibson, who is the better fielding catcher of the two on the bench, will come in to catch for Jim Lomborg as he enters the bottom of the 6th inning. Blair, Frank Robinson, and Brooks Robinson due up. Blair's grounded to third and walked. Lomborg looks in. Here's the pitch. Line drive to left field. Yastrzemski taps his glove, puts it away.
1 out, bases empty.
Big Clue checks in. Big Clue, thank you very much for coming by. Appreciate it. The Red Sox here down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 1 out. Frank Robinson stepping in. Frank Robinson is single-handedly the Orioles' offense today. 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. Lomborg has yet to keep the ball in the ballpark pitching to him. Let's see what he does now. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to third baseman. Dalton Jones picks it up, throws to first. It's going to be close. And Robinson beats it out for an infield hit.
1 out, man on first.
Frank Robinson is having quite a day. He's at first base. He's a speedy runner. Brooks Robinson stepping in. He lined to right, grounded to third in today's game. Infield playing at double play depth. Lomborg gets the sign and throws.
It's a hit and run.
It's a pitch out. Let's see if we can get the runner at second base. If it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4, Frank Robinson is out. It's a 5. He is safe. And even though there's a pitch out, they fail to get the runner at second.
1 out, man on second.
The Red Sox seem to be losing all the roles today. If the Orioles needed a 6, they get a 6. If the Red Sox need a 6, they get a 1. Anyway, Red Sox trailing 3-1. The Frank Robinson representing the Orioles' 4th run in scoring position. Brooks Robinson now is gonna. Now we need hit. I'm gonna fall over myself with these rolls here. 2 through 6 is a home run. Let's see if the Robinson boys can hit a home run. There it is. Long fly ball to left field.
That's his 20th home run this season.
It is now 5-1 Baltimore. Brooks Robinson backs up Frank Robinson. They've now hit 3 home runs, knocked in all 5 runs, and the Red Sox are in big trouble.
1 out, bases empty.
Jim Lomborg has allowed 6 hits, 3 of them home runs that'll account for all 5 runs. 2 to Frank Robinson, 1 to Brooks Robinson. Boog Powell stepping in. Jim Lomborg still on the mound to my surprise, and since I'm the manager and could take him out, I'm really surprised. Here's the pitch. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
2 outs, bases empty.
Davey Johnson struck out and doubled his 2 times up. Jim Lomborg looks in, gets the sign from Gibson. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Dalton Jones up with it. Throws to first.
2 runs, 2 hits, and none left on.
At the end of 6 innings, Baltimore leads Boston 5-1.
Top of the 7th.
Well, as far as the Red Sox go here in the top of the 7th inning, looks like they're needing a miracle because Phoebus is pitching a great game. He's only allowed 4 hits, and both Frank and Brooks Robinson have gone deep on Lomborg to put the Orioles ahead. Jim Lomborg stepping in. There will be a pinch hitter for Lomborg. It will be Norm Seaburn. Phoebus gets the sign. Norm Seaburn batting .231 this year with no home runs, 5 RBIs in very limited action. Here's Phoebus's pitch. One down in the top of the 7th. This boost check you see is a roll that happens when batter's face has been reached by the starting pitcher. If the roll is higher than the complete game rating, in this case it is 2, the roll was 4, Phoebus gets 10 more batters to face.
1 out, bases empty.
With 10 more batters to face, Phoebus only allowing 4 hits. Things are looking dim for the Red Sox here in the top of the 4th. Dalton Jones stepping in, fly to left, struck out twice. Here's the pitch. Base hit off the pitcher's glove. We will have another roll here for an error. Phoebus is a good fielding pitcher with a 55. Anything 11 to 55 is not an error. Excuse me, is an error. He's not a good inning. Okay, there it is. Errors over 55. As I stumble over my words, let's just roll it. It's a 53. It's a base hit. There is no error because it is under 55.
1 out, man on first.
Dalton Jones at first base. Jerry Adair due up. I must admit, was looking forward to the Red Sox clinching the American League pennant on YouTube today. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. With 1 out here in the top of the 7th, they trail 5-1. And quite frankly, it's affecting my play-by-play call. I guess I'm more of a fan than I am a play-by-play announcer. Phoebus gets the sign from Haney. Here's the pitch to Adair. Fly ball to center field. Blair's going to put it away.
2 outs, man on first.
Jones still at first. Yastrzemski with his lofty home run and RBI totals stepping in. He's grounded to second, grounded to the pitcher, fly to left. He's 0 for 3 today. Phoebus checks Jones at first. Gets the sign from Haney. Throws to Yastrzemski.
Ball 4.
And he walks him.
2 outs, men on first and second.
Reggie Smith due up, but before he bats, we have the infamous base action roll. Possible wild pitch. We have to roll again. Phoebus, who has a 0 like Lomborg did, is an automatic wild pitch. Runners go to second and third.
2 outs, men on second and third.
Reggie Smith taps home plate with his bat, looks out at Phoebus. Red Sox sure could use these 2 runs. Phoebus has the sign. Here's the pitch to Smith.
No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left on.
Phoebus, as he's done all day, has come up with the pitch when he needs it. And at the end of 6.5, the Orioles are comfortably ahead of the Red Sox, 5-1.
Bottom of the 7th.
As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Orioles have Haney, Phoebus in the top of the order, Louis Aparicio due up. We're going to have a new pitcher for the Red Sox. And that pitcher is going to be Johnny Wyatt. Wyatt this season's 11-3 with 17 saves. He's pitched 100 innings, only allowed 59 hits. He has a meager ERA of 1.88 and a meager whip of 1.01 on the season. He's going to face Haney. He's got the sign from Gibson. Here's the pitch. And that is a looping fly ball in the right field. We're going to have one more roll here, but because Canigliaro is a good fielder and Memorial Stadium is a tough place to get a hit, only a 5 and a 6 are a base hit. It's a 2. Canigliaro puts it away for the out.
1 out, bases empty.
Phoebus stepping in. He bunted his first time up for sacrifice. He struck out. Wyatt throws. And he hits a short fly ball to left field as Yastrzemski comes in, putting it away on the run.
2 outs, bases empty.
2 up, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Louis Aparicio, who's lined to second, struck out twice, stepping in against Johnny Wyatt. Here's Wyatt's pitch. There's a deep fly ball, deep to right field. Canigliaro moves
They
back.
go down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
And he puts it away. I wish I could slow that voice up a little bit because it doesn't give me enough time to finish the play-by-play call. At the end of 7, Boston trailing the Baltimore Orioles 5-1.
Top of the 8th.
As we head to the top of the 8th, we're going to find Canigliaro, Scott, and Petrocelli due up for the Red Sox. The Red Sox, who are looking forward to clinching the 1967 pennant today, have one more shot at it. If Baltimore beats them today, and it sure looks like they got the upper hand leading 5-1, the Detroit Tigers, who are playing later in the day, can in fact lose. And if the Tigers lose, the Red Sox are American League champions. Legends Sports Universe stops by. Legends, nice to see you. Thank you for coming by. Tony C. facing Tom Phoebus, who's pitching a hell of a game, allowing only 5 hits today and 1 run. Tony C. looks out at Phoebus. Here's the pitch. Line drive to left field, right at Blefary, who puts it away.
1 out, bases empty.
George Scott grounded to third, walked, fly to right field. The Red Sox bats have been very quiet today. Phoebus has pitched a great game. Here's Phoebus's pitch to George. He hits a line drive to left field. This time Blefary has to move to his left. He puts that away. 2 up, 2 down.
2 outs, bases empty.
Rico Petrocelli stepping in, fly to left, fly to right. He singled the Red Sox only RBI today. He singled his last time up between third and short. A runner scored, and that is how it stands, 5-1 for Boston, for the Orioles. Petrocelli looks out at Phoebus. Phoebus gets the sign from Haney. Here's the pitch. Line drive to short. Aparicio puts it away.
And just like that, the inning's over.
At the end of 7.5, it's still 5-1 Orioles.
Bottom of the 8th.
As we go to the bottom of the 8th, the Orioles send up Blefary, Brer, and Frank Robinson. Blefary's fly to left, fly to center, and struck out. Wyatt's pitch. Ball 4. Blefary trots to first.
No outs, man on first.
Well, Jim Lomborg hasn't had much luck with Frank Robinson today, although this is Paul Blair. Frank Robinson's up next. We are going to have a base action pitch or roll. Here it is. Possible wild pitch. Wyatt also with a 0. It's an automatic wild pitch.
No outs, man on second.
Blefary goes to second. Paul Blair stepping in. He's grounded to third, walked line to left. Wyatt throws. And he hits a line drive to Yastrzemski, moving to his right. Puts it away for the out. Blefary's going to have to hold.
1 out, man on second.
Now Frank Robinson's up, as I jumped the gun the last time. Lomborg did not have any success with Frank Robinson, who homered his first time up, homered his second time up, and then got an infield hit beating out a throw from Dalton Jones his last time up. He's 3 for 3. Wyatt checks Bleffery at second. Let's see how he does against Frank Robinson. Ground ball to third. It's going to be over to first for the out. Bleffery's going to go to third base.
2 outs, men on third.
Runner on third for the Baltimore. The Red Sox finally get Frank Robinson out. I would say that's too little, too late. Brooks Robinson lined out to right, grounded to third, and then Brooks Robinson took Lomborg deep into the left field stands for a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. Here he is with a chance to knock in another run for the Orioles. Wyatt gets the sign from Gibson, checks Bleffery. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right back to the mound. He's going to flip
No
it
runs,
to Scott.
no hits, and 1 left on.
Wyatt gets out of the inning, and as we go to the top of the 9th, the Orioles lead 5-1.
Top of the 9th.
Top of the 9th inning, as I get a sip of water. I did spill a little water earlier in the day. I'm sure glad it didn't end up on the computer, or we would not be continuing this game. The Red Sox last chance have Gibson, Wyatt, and Jones due up. Russ Gibson, a .210 hitter, will be called back to the dugout as Joe Foy steps in. Joe Foy batting .249, 9 home runs, 28 RBIs on the season. Foy looks at Phoebus. Phoebus gets the sign from Haney and pitches. Joe Foy, it's a line drive into the corner in left field. Bleffery chasing after it. Foy rounding first. Going to second. Bleffery picks it up, throws it to Aparicio. Foy standing on second with a leadoff double.
No outs, men on second.
Well, I guess it's not over yet as Johnny Wyatt goes back to the dugout. The Red Sox send up their starting second baseman, who's going to pinch hit, Mike Andrews. .242 hitter, 8 home runs, 36 runs batted in on the season. Joe Foy standing on second. Andrews stepping in. Haney gives Phoebus the sign. Here's the pitch. And the dice are just not in the Red Sox favor today.
1 out, men on second.
Foy still on second base. Dalton Jones stepping in. Jones singled his last time up. He's batting .281 on the season. Foy takes his lead at second. Phoebus ignores him. Gets the sign from Haney. Here's the pitch. Line drive to right field. Frank Robinson puts it away after taking a couple of steps in. There's 2 down here in the top of the 9th.
2 outs, men on second.
Red Sox are down to their final out. They trail 5-1, and unless they can start a 2-out rally here with Jerry Adair, they are going to have to depend on a Detroit loss to clinch the American League pennant today. Phoebus ignores Joe Foy at second, gets the sign, throws. It's going to be a looping fly ball in the right field. We're going to have one more roll to see if this game is going to end or not. 3, 4, 5, or 6 is a base hit for Jerry Adair. Let's see what happens. It's a base hit. Joe Foy is going to round third. He's going to come home and score the second run for the Red Sox. Adair singles to right field as Frank Robinson picks the ball up, throws it into the infield.
2 outs, men on first.
And Mark Belanger, for some strange reason, comes in the middle of the 9th inning to play second base. Carl Yastrzemski due up. Carl Yastrzemski walked his last time up, which is the only thing he's accomplished today at the plate. I'm sure if you've been following me, you know that Yastrzemski has 71 home runs, 170 runs batted in, way above his 44 and 126 he did in real life. But since I'm a Red Sox fan, I'll take it. It's something I'll talk about forever in this 1967 replay. Adair takes his lead off first. Phoebus looks in, gets the sign from Haney. Here's the pitch to Kari Yastrzemski. And he hits a long fly ball deep to right field. Robertson puts it away.
Wins the game. Until next time, this is Replay Radio signing off.
And the Red Sox lose 5-2. They do not clinch the American League pennant here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore on the 24th of September. Tom Phoebus pitched a terrific game, 11th win of the season. He's now 11-13. Lomborg goes to 16-13 for the Red Sox. Let's check the box score. I must admit I'm not happy with this outcome. I was looking forward to this for 2 days. I knew this game was going to be on YouTube, and I thought I was going to announce it, but it didn't happen. In the box score, as we check the Orioles, we don't really have to check it because we know that Frank Robinson was 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in, and Brooks Robinson was 1 for 4 with 2 runs batted in, and those were all of the Orioles' runs on 3 home runs. The Red Sox did almost nothing, although Jerry Adair did knock in a run and get 2 hits. Going down to the pitching lines, Tom Phoebus pitched a complete game victory, allowing 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, striking out 8, walking 5, reducing his ERA to 3.40. Jim Lomborg losing his 13th game, allowing 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, striking out 6, walking 1. His ERA increased to 2.90. It just goes to show you these replays don't always work exactly like the original season. Let's closing that up. And I guess I should just play this. I guess I just autoplay this game to see what happens. Here's the button. The Washington Senators defeat the Detroit Tigers at DC Stadium 1-0, and the Red Sox are American League champions in 1967. I can't show you them celebrating because they're celebrating in the clubhouse in Baltimore. I will hit the all play day and we'll get the rest of the scores. We'll go over to the standings. There it is. The Tigers lose today's game. They are eliminated from the American League pennant, and the Red Sox are 1967 American League champions. I have to admit that I've replayed this season many times. Never have I won the American League pennant with the 1967 Red Sox. I really feel good that I am not going to have to replay this season ever again. Next year, I'll work on 75 and 86. However, 67 is in the books for the Boston Red Sox. In the National League, we have a pennant race. 3.5 games out of the St. Louis Cardinals. The San Francisco Giants, who finished second, I believe, in real life, are 3.5 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals. Their magic number is 4, and I will look forward to seeing how that plays out because I sure would like to play against the St. Louis Cardinals and relive the 1967 season. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. Let's go over here to one other thing, the league leaders. And then we will go to AL batting. Rod Carew is still 16 points ahead of Kari Yastrzemski. He will not, once again, Yastrzemski will not win the Triple Crown, even though Yastrzemski has 71 home runs, 170 runs batted in. Unbelievable numbers. It's pretty exciting. I want to thank everybody for coming by today. It was fun doing this game. I didn't enjoy losing. I much prefer winning, but I did enjoy the autoplay of the Washington Senators defeating the Detroit Tigers 1-0 in 10 innings. So from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, this is Bernie Strom reporting on September 24th, 1967. We have won the American League pennant, and we look forward to broadcasting the World Series when it comes up, beginning in a week or 10 days. Have a wonderful Monday, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.